guys, thank you so much for taking the time to go over my project and listen to me talk a little bit about my design process. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Today we're going to be going over boiling an egg. This is a beginner level module. Now then, I'm a big believer in designing backwards, so starting with the end product of what I want for my learners and then building the learning outline from there. So we started with the goal. What is the goal today? To be able to consistently boil an egg to the desired temperature. So I started with that goal in mind, and then on paper I went ahead and sketched out my lesson skeleton, my outline. So what it is that I wanted them to be able to do, and then the timeline of how to go about doing that. So with a how-to like this, it's a little easy to just kind of go step by step. We wanted to start this module off by stating that learning objective of being able to consistently boil an egg to the desired temperature. As we know, adult learners are being given these professional development and training courses. They're very busy individuals, and we need them to know that their time is valued and respected, and we're going to teach them something that is imperative for them to know for work or for personal reasons in the most efficient way possible. We're going to go ahead and get started on this course. Okay, so we have the text up here that tells us that this slide is going to be going over the materials needed. We have a visual representation of each item that we're going to need. Instead of just listing off a bunch of items, this will be a little bit easier for their eyes to digest. You can also, it's very interactive, you can click on each picture to show what it is that you're looking at. So for this one, we need one metal spoon and we need one serving spoon. Click on this picture here, and this is a serving bowl. We can go through for all these pictures. We'll see that we need a pot, fresh eggs, water, and ice cubes. Okay, so this is going to give that learner a chance for some autonomy. This will help to create buy-in, which will increase their intrinsic motivation as well as their engagement. So instead of just being told, today you're going to learn how to boil a hard-boiled egg, you get to choose, do I want to learn how to make a hard-boiled egg, or maybe I want to make a soft-boiled egg, medium-boiled egg. The learner gets to choose. For this one, we'll go ahead and say that we want to learn how to make a soft-boiled egg today. We have a visual representation of what that will look like, and then we also have some text to support that. So the yolk will be runny in texture and then darker in color. So we'll go ahead and click on the soft-boiled egg. We have 3 easy steps to follow here to prepare our materials. Now then, step number 2 talks about bringing the water to a rolling boil. If the learner is not familiar with the term rolling boil, they might need to see an example of what that is. So to the left here, you can see that we've added a video of what a rolling boil looks like, as well as the example right here so that the learner knows what it is that they should expect before adding their eggs to the water. All right, so here we're looking at once we actually drop the eggs into the water. So for a soft-boiled egg, we're wanting to cook that for about 6 minutes uncovered. Now then, if you would have picked a medium or a hard-boiled egg, this is going to look a little bit different. Basically just the time frame that you're leaving the eggs in the water will be different. All right, next we've got the ice bath. So once again, we have a visual representation of what an ice bath looks like. So this is how they should model their own ice baths over, as well as how long to leave their eggs in there. And some people might wonder, what is the purpose of an ice bath? So this last sentence here is going to explain why it is that we're doing this instead of just telling them to blindly follow directions. So this is going to ensure that the cooking process is halted. We're not going to overcook these eggs. Okay, and last but not least, we've got a nice visual representation of some eggshells. And then we talk about needing to create a spider web of cracks with the back of our metal spoon. I feel like this gives the learner a good idea of what it is that they need to do before they're able to pull away the shell from the flesh of the egg. Okay, and then this little fun guy comes out, tells us that we are done with the learning module. It is time to ensure that we actually understood what it is that we learned today. This is also going to ensure that this was an active learning course, not something that they could do passively and just kind of click through next. So let's go ahead and test our knowledge. So this is a drag and drop quiz, a little bit more interactive, more fun than your typical multiple choice. So first, let's go ahead and get the answers wrong to see what would happen. So I put my answers in, I dragged and dropped them to the appropriate location. I click action, or I click the check mark. It tells me that it's incorrect. Now, instead of saying that it's incorrect and telling me to just keep going, it gives me the opportunity to try it again. So in that way, we're not leaving feeling defeated. We're not leaving until we know exactly how to boil an egg correctly. So we go back, we remember now that this is the correct steps to boil an egg. We click the check mark. Correct, that's right, we've selected the right response. We're going to go ahead and click continue. Now the employer and the employee both know that they are capable of achieving this outcome. So in this case, they are capable of boiling an egg. All right, so thank you for completing the module. We're going to go ahead and restate that learning objective. So the reason that you were here today, you learned how to boil an egg to the desired texture. So if they're interested in learning how to boil eggs to a different yolk texture, they can go ahead and click to restart this module. So I learned how to boil a soft-boiled egg today. Maybe I want to go back and learn how to do a hard-boiled egg. We can go ahead and do that at any time. Or if we're done, we're going to go ahead and click next. Now that we are out, this is going to exit and close them out of the learning module. Their employer will also get a notification that they scored 100% on that drag and drop quiz. All right, well, thank you guys so much for your time and looking over everything with me. I would love a chance to go over everything with you, answer any questions that you might have. I'd love some feedback. Feel free to send me an email sometime this week and we'll set something up. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great night.